Welcome back to a brand new episode of Classic Matches. And we've got a really fascinating match to look forward to in this episode, together with an incredible character from the history books of Malaysian football. We've got Abbas Saad with us here for this episode. How are you doing, Abbas?
Great, Keith. Thank you for having me. All good. Looking forward to this chat.
Yeah, we're going to be looking back at probably one of the greatest games in your career as well. The 1994 Piala Malaysia final, which was an epic battle. To some extent one-sided, but given everything that had happened in the years prior to that, this was an exceptional game. You were playing for Singapore, and it turned out to be a really fascinating game for you. We'll take a look at the game as it plays out now. Abbas, tell us, what was the feeling like for you prior to this game? Because the year before, 1993, you had lost the Malaysia Cup final with Singapore. And I think a few years prior to that, if I'm not mistaken, you also lost the Malaysia Cup final as well. So 2 Malaysia Cup final defeats going into this one. What was it like for you?
Yeah, look, first of all, it was 2 exceptional teams. Pahang was a great team, in the 90s, obviously alongside my Singapore team, probably alongside the Johor team and the Kedah team. That's probably the four best teams in that early 90s that we were. 1990, Kedah beat us in the final, beat Singapore in the final. 91, Johor, my team, we beat Selangor in the final. 92, I think Pahang beat Kedah in the final. 93, Kedah beat us again in the final, Singapore that is. And then 94 was a big year for us. We were the champions. We were going for the double at the time against a very good Pahang team. It was always close playing that Pahang team. They had great players, and Zainul Abidin, Hassan, Dollar Salim, Ruben Mokhtar, Alan Davidson. And the list goes on. There were a lot of international. Ahmad Yusuf, let's not forget big Ahmad Yusuf, who I was a big fan of. Very good player for them. And we had a pretty young team in that Singapore team. That's what it was so special, actually, winning that final. And of course, it was the first one after 14 years. It was the last time Singapore had lifted the Malaysia Cup final. Young team, the only elder statesman was probably myself, Fandi Ahmad, David Lee, and Malik Awam. And the rest were probably under around 20 to 23 years old. So, yeah, it was a special night. Wonderful game. It wasn't one-sided. I know the 4-0 probably states it was one-sided. It was very close until I think towards the end. The difference was probably the finishing. I had 3 chances, and I took my chances, and Fundy had 1 and he took it. So where Pahang had a couple more, they only and they couldn't really register any goals. But it was a wonderful night overall, and something that I'll never forget.
As you were just saying that as well, the fact that it wasn't as one-sided as the scoreline suggests. You're taking a look at the highlights. You're looking at players like Zainal Abidin trying his luck. You're looking at Dollar Saleh working his socks off up front as well. Very early on in the game, in the first half at least, it was pretty even as far as things were concerned. And then this happened. There was a really stunning finish, Abbas. I could look at that over and over again. Yeah. And I just wish that we had high definition highlights back in 94, because that would have looked exceptional in slow motion.
Yeah, look, it was instinctive. I think it started from me, obviously receiving the ball almost on the halfway line, and I switched it to Saswada Damata Dasuki. I said that right, who's well known as Sas, and obviously for Sas crossing the ball early, I think Nazri gets ahead, but I made the run. As soon as I switched the ball, I kept running straight in the box, as any good striker would do. There's no you want to score goals, and luckily Nazri's header, just touching the ball, has sort of evaded the Pahang defence, and I read it beautifully there, just taking it on my knee and flicking it up on my knee and volleying it past Cairo. And yeah, look, it was a great start. I thought we started the game really well against Pahang. We probably deserved to be in the lead then. And And that's the way we wanted to start. We really wanted to make a statement early on because I was really confident that we can win the game if we play to our best. My only concern was the young players. How well are they going to, react to 90,000 people in the stadium, the pressure there. I knew the older guys like myself and Malik and Fundy, we were ready to go all out and to win the first final after 14 years for Singapore.
I mean, at halftime, it's a 1-0 lead for you guys. What's running through your head at this point? Because as you pointed out, you guys probably deserve to be in the lead with that one goal. But at the same time, as we've been seeing in the highlights, Pahang went too far off as well.
Yeah, look, Pahang, I remember they hit the crossbar, I think, in the second half. In the first half, Zainal had a couple of headers over the bar. They're very dangerous from set pieces. Zainal Abidin Hassan was probably one of the best headers of the ball that I've ever seen, alongside probably Fundy Ahmad. Fundy, they both out-jumped any defender, and they had great technical ability with their heads. That's probably something that it was missing from my head as much. I had actually a good chance in the first half with my head, which I put over the bar. It was probably, if it came to Fundy or Zainal, they probably would have scored. But look, they had a couple of chances which were very close. And for us, we just needed to stay calm. We knew Pahang would react. They're a very, very good team. We couldn't take them lightly. And what we discussed was at halftime, it's continued to defend well. We knew if we defended very well, and if our boys gave myself, Fundy, the opportunity to strike, we will get the goals if we got the chances, and they did. Our defense was wonderful all night.
And you guys got the second goal here, Abbas. Fundy sparing it for you as well. I mean, you can look at the Singapore crowd. This was the last time they had won the Malaysia Cup was 1980, and to see you guys go 2-0 up, Fundy squaring it, and you finishing it with plenty of composure as well. 2-0 up at this point, confidence must be skyrocketing.
Yeah, it was. It was just great lead-up work. And again, it started from me on the halfway line, giving it to pretty much to Fundy, who probably made it very, very easy for me at the end. He had to go through the hard work for him to beat Zainal, and just to he knew that telepathy was there between myself and Fundy. We had great understanding of each other's runs, and as you can see, I continued my run in the box, knowing that Fundy will find me because he had great vision. It was just, he's one of the best players I've ever seen and played with, and he did. He just his pass was just superb, just between Khairul, the goalkeeper, and the two defensive players who were running with me. And I got there first, of course, pretty much tapping it.
Talk us through this one, Abbas. Completing your hat-trick. That finish was absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful chip over the goalkeeper. But that pass, for you to get that ball, it was such an incredible pass that was made from very deep in your half, and for you to then receive it, have it under control, and to then finish it the way that you did and complete your hat-trick, put Singapore 3-0 up. This must have been probably one of the greatest feelings in your career.
Yeah, it was the greatest feelings. I mean, you score hat-trick, you score any goal in a final is great. To score 3, well, it's superlative, as you could say. And again, I mean, I had to run again pretty much from halfway. It was nothing easy for me. I had to make the runs to get the goals, and I knew the boys would find me. As long as I was, I was on my toes. I was always willing runner. I was always moving about. And that's the way you got to play against the Pahang defense. They're very, very good players. They're all quick. They're strong if you play them one-on-one. So the pass from Selvaraj was superb. I made the run between the two centre-backs. And probably my pace just took me there. My first touch, which I thought was excellent, to take me away from the first defender who was chasing me. And of course, I waited for Khairul to come in. Just waited for him to get down and just clip it over him. Just pretty much pass it. It was just the calmness was required to finish the job, and I did that quite easily at the end. And yeah, look, 3-0. The crowd went absolutely berserk. Probably that was the dagger in the Pahang team. That third goal, 2-0 was always a dangerous scoreline, especially against a very good Pahang team who can score goals. 3-0, I thought pretty much it was all over for us.
Fandi then goes on to score the final goal, and you guys end up lifting the trophy. I mean, the Singapore team was labeled as the dream team. That was a tagline that was associated with the Singapore side in '94. And it made sense when you looked at the team on paper.
Yep.
But obviously, you guys didn't just leave it to that. You guys ended up justifying the tagline at the end of the season as well, winning the Malaysia Cup in stunning style. And for you on a personal level, how significant was that achievement, and where does it rank amongst everything that you've achieved in football?
Probably the greatest achievement for on a personal note, because I scored the hat-trick in the final. Obviously, the whole season, I think I scored about 30 goals all up, or over 30 goals for the whole season. I remember, I think combined between myself and Fandi, we scored almost 65 goals between us in all the games, in all the cups, whatever games that we played. Look, we led the team. We knew that we had to do that. You know, for us to succeed, I had to be at my best. Fandi had to be at his best. We had to stay injury-free, which was another thing, because we really didn't have any backup. We had a lot of young players backing up, but probably not ready and maybe not good enough to take a team to the next level. So yeah, look, as a season, it was a very, very successful season. To win the double was not easy. I'm sure not many teams have done it, and it's the way we did it. I think we were very entertaining. We played great attacking football. We did have many weaknesses. You're looking from the goalkeeper, from David Lee, who's probably one of the best goalkeepers in the whole Malaysia league. The back line was great, especially with the late Boran Abu Sama and obviously Janjung, the current international. Kadi Yaya was probably the best right fullback in the Malaysian league. Left fullback, we were a little bit weak, but we got our way with it. Midfield, we had young players like Rafi Ali, Nazri Nasir, but it was really Malik Awab was the linchpin for us. He was the heart and soul of that midfield, and up front, it was just really up to me and Fandi to get the goals. So if you look at it overall, we didn't have many weaknesses, but we knew we had to play well as a team to achieve results, which we did.
Thank you so much, Abbas Saad. It was exceptional to be able to just talk about this game, because it's in the context of Malaysian football, it remains one of the most incredible games, one of the most incredible finals as well. As far as just looking at a single player completely dominating on the final. I know you say that it was a lot closer than the scoreline suggests, but I don't think a lot of people would forget your performance in that particular game. It will be talked about for generations to come. And it's an absolute privilege to be able to talk to you about this particular game. Thank you so much for being with us, Abbas Saad. This is Classic Matches with former Singapore, former Australian international Abbas Saad.